They told you happiness means doing nothing. Money flows in, time stands still. You sit back. That's not a dream, that's sedation. And here's the punchline. The only reason you crave doing nothing is because you've been fucking forced your whole life to do things you never wanted. So now, nothing feels like freedom, but it's not. It's just the absence of a leash. You weren't built to be still. You were trained to stop wanting. From the moment you were born, they started swapping your impulses for instructions. Sit down, eat this, do your homework. Don't ask why. You didn't grow up free. You grew up obedient. So now, when no one's pushing you, you collapse. Not because you're lazy, because that's the only version of rest you were ever allowed. Real rest. You've never even met her. She's wild, she's loud. She comes from desire, but your desire was beaten out of you with schedules, rules, and guilt. And now, the only rebellion left is to stop trying. That's the last move you had to break the machine by refusing to run. Desire isn't something you find, it's something you train. But if all your life you've been forced to eat what you didn't want, to study what you didn't choose, to work jobs that drain your soul, then your brain learned one thing: wanting is dangerous. Imagine a boxer with oversized biceps. They look strong, but they're useless in the ring. Heavy, clumsy, slowing every punch. So what do? You stop training them, let them shrink, let them die. That's what happened to your will. They overbuilt your discipline and starved your desire. Now when you finally ask yourself, what do I want? There's only silence. Not because there's nothing inside, but because you've been punished every time it tried to speak. Everyone wants results, but no one wants the volume. The truth, mastery doesn't come from talent. It comes from reps, thousands of them, boring, repetitive, lonely. And the only way you'll ever survive that grind is if you fucking love it. Not the trophies, not the applause, the work itself. AI learns by failing fast, over and over again. You've been taught to fear failure, to avoid mistakes, to chase balance instead of depth. But there is no balance in greatness, only obsession. And obsession isn't sustainable unless it starts with love. So how do you fall in love with the work? Not by planning it to death, not by forcing it into bullet points and time blocks. That's not love, that's compliance in a fancy outfit. There are two ways to live, adjusted or aligned. Adjusted means you wake up and follow a script. When to work, when to rest, how much with whom, how long. It's clean, it's organized, it's dead. Aligned means you follow the pulse. You act when something inside you says now, not because it's productive, but because it's true. You don't need a 5-year plan to fall in love. You just need a reason to show up today. There are no lazy people, only misdirected ones. Everyone has that silent urge, the itch in your chest when you're bored. For some it says, check your brokerage account, write the damn chapter, go run 10 miles. For others it says, open Pornhub, scroll TikTok, eat something, doesn't matter what. The difference isn't energy, it's where the unconscious wants to go. Productive people didn't get lucky. They trained their desires until even their boredom started working for them. You don't fix your life by adding discipline. You fix it by making your hunger point in the right fucking direction. You know what kills desire? Being forced to do what you should have chosen. Sex is beautiful, but change the partner, the place, the timing, turn the impulse into a schedule, and suddenly it's not sex anymore, it's assault. Same with food, when they stuffed your mouth in school cafeterias. When grandma said just one more bite like a threat, they weren't feeding you, they were teaching you. Your hunger doesn't matter, your body doesn't know what it wants. We'll tell you when it's time to feel. That's how they trained you to live, not by force, but by replacing instinct with protocol. So now, you sit there, wondering why you feel nothing, why you don't want anything. But it's not because there's nothing left inside. It's because every time something tried to surface, they shoved it back down your throat and smiled. Stop calling it burnout. Stop calling it laziness. Call it what it is. You were trained to stop wanting, and now you're finally obeying.